welcome to TryDay Friday. I'm Shannon Smith, Concept Designer at FSJ, and I'm so glad that you could join me today. I'm really excited to do a fall project. It's not really very cold here yet, like it really gets very cold in Arizona, but this time of year I get really excited about all of the fall things, and I thought it would be fun to make something that maybe I could use to just welcome it into my home. So let's get started. We're going to make a project using our clipboard easel, and we're actually, you can see it here, but I'm going to move it till pretty much the end. So we will get that out of our way, and we will start out with a piece of our Kiwi slice cardstock. And then this right here is from our Halloween prints. I just love this collection. You can see we have this really pretty pattern paper, and it's got a bunch of just fall and Halloween prints. And that is in our mini catalog right now. So let's go ahead and let's adhere these together. Got my tape runner. And this will be our main panel. So I just want to leave a little bit of a border. And there is our base. So a lot of this project today is going to be die based. A lot of dies as in cutting dies. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix up sets, and we are going to have some fun. So this right here is our circle die. This is our steel roll. You can see it's a heavier die. This will cut through a couple layers of paper. This cuts through a lot of things. It's very heavy duty. So we are going to use that. I went ahead and did it ahead of time. This paper right here, can you see the wood grain? Love this paper. The other side's really cute too, but obviously we're not going to be using that today. But this wood grain is part of our Good Life collection. And we are going to use our DIY hoops. So much fun. So they look just like little embroidery hoops, but you can see they're really thin. And so they are really friendly in our paper crafting. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and use some Journey dots to adhere that. Just going to stick them along the edge. Oops. I left my dot behind. All right, so what do you think of when it comes to this time of year? I think of baking and decorating. Those are obviously the two things that come to my mind. Tell me more about what you guys think about. I have to say, I think fall makes me hungry. That's when I want to make all of the yummy baked goods that I really shouldn't have. All right, so we'll just go ahead. You can see this is actually, the circle is just a little bit bigger than our hoop, but it's really pretty minor. And for this project, it's not going to matter. All right, so we've got our hoop. Oh, I was off just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to play with some of our other dies. So first off, we're going to make a sunflower, and we are going to use our Starburst Bloom die set for that. I'm going to use this piece right here. And I've gone ahead and cut them out ahead of time, but I want to tell you how to shape your flowers. It seems a little intimidating, and we're so used to just keeping our paper so nice and pristine, but you're going to want to play with your paper. So go ahead and get your crease tool. If you've got a bone folder crease tool, you're going to want to put the cardstock in between your thumb and your tool and just slide it, kind of like when you curl ribbon. We're just going to curl up on these petals. Don't freak out if you get a crease in there. Really, when you get all of your three-dimensional projects done, it's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out if you get a little crease in there. And really, if you use your tool right, you can just kind of work them out a lot of times too. All right, so now that I've got it kind of curled, I'm going to curl it even further. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to crunch it tight, because this is going to be my top layer of my sunflower, my innermost layer. So I'm just going to keep curling it a little bit on the tips a little bit. And so I went ahead and I already have curled these other two layers. So we're just going to go ahead and attach them. And I like to use foam squares for this, because it just pops them up a little bit more, gives them that much more dimension. Oops. All right, so we've got the basic shape of our sunflower. And now we need our inside. So what we're going to do for the inside, I actually have already punched the bottom layer, and this is actually a 1 3/4 inch scallop punch that I used. So I've got this cartridge. You're probably wondering what this is. The way that our punch system works is you push the button, you slide out the cartridge and slide one in. But I've already used this one, so now we're going to use our smaller one, which is 1.5 inches. And we're going to cut our circle out of a darker brown. This is, I believe this is hazelnut. Okay, could be cocoa. So this is our 1/18 circle punch. And I am just going to go ahead and punch. Oh, I grabbed the wrong punch. Well, that isn't good. All right, well, we're gonna improvise here, and we're gonna use this anyway. I think it'll be all right. What I meant to grab was my 1/18. Seeing if there's one back here. Nope. But we're gonna use our star and see if that looks good. I think that'll be okay. All right. So we're just going to adhere that with our white glue. And then we are just going to go ahead and use our foam squares again. We're just going to tuck that right on the inside. All right, so we'll just set that guy over here for now. And now we're going to use our Cottage Bloom die set. And I used this one twice and this one once, and then this will be the center of our little mum that we're going to make. So the same thing goes for this one. You just curl it like you curled the other one. And this one has such little petals, it should go pretty fast. So let's go ahead and assemble this one. And again, we're going to use our foam squares. This time we will use our small foam squares. And when you put them together, you're going to want to offset the petals so that you get more of a full mum. And then I went ahead and used my white glue again to place the center. And we'll just stick that on the inside of that. And again, just squish it right up. Because they do relax after you've had them kind of squished for a little bit. As they sit, they're going to relax a little bit. So probably squish them a little bit more than you might even be comfortable with. So then we actually have some leaves that we're going to layer. And these, I used all of these from our Blooming Details die set. I used this one and I used these 4. And this is one of my go-tos. I use this one a lot. This little sprig just seems to be perfect for so many things. Now the good thing about having your dies, one thing you can do with them is if you're going through your scraps, if you're getting kind of overrun by all of your scraps, spend a little bit of time just going through your scraps and just pre-cutting some of your flowers. I mean, we always need flowers, especially if you need a quick card. If you have them already pre-cut, then they're just that much faster. It's just that much more convenient to go to. Okay, so you can kind of see where this is going. We're starting our little sprig around here. I'm going to go on to a different thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I went ahead and cut out this banner, and I used the score board just because I have a hard time lining up sometimes when I want to cut out a notch, and because it was such a big notch, I wanted it to be pretty close. So I went ahead and I scored it on the sides and I scored it down the middle. So I don't know if the camera can pick up all of that, but I'm going to go ahead and use those lines to help me get a fairly even cut. All right, so then I took my Hello die, love this die, Huge Hello die set. I'm gonna glue that on. I will do that in just a second. Get that centered on there. You do want to tack it on there pretty good because we are going to go over that with the Journey Glaze. And our white glue is really amazing glue. I love it. It sticks really well, but it also, one thing I love about it is it dries clear. All right, so then we're going to take our set Harvest Wreath and we're going to go ahead, well, I've already done it, but this is our fall stamp. I can go ahead and do it on there. Let's go ahead and stamp this out. I will show this again. I didn't show this very long. Look how many cute things are included in this stamp set. Love it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp that again on our Good Life paper. And I cut this out with the dies because a lot of our stamp sets, well, I would say at least half of our stamp sets have dies that coordinate, and you can see how perfectly they fit in there. So I went ahead and I die cut this and got this little guy, and we're just going to add him to our banner. And now I won't show you too much. I'll show you a little bit of the Journey Glaze. I'll just do one letter. But this stuff is amazing. This will turn your die cut into something a little bit more out of the ordinary. Look at how that makes that pop. And it does take a little while to dry. Probably, I would wait about an hour before I did anything too much with this. All right, you get the idea. So I will go ahead and move that. I think it's time that I should show you the finished project. So here's our clipboard again, our clipboard easel. And here is our finished panel. I did put a little curve in the banner. So we just slip it in there, and you could have this easel out all year long and just do something different every month or every season, whatever you want. I did put a little glaze on the insides of the flowers as well. You can see actually, if you want to zoom in a little bit on the sunflower, if you use the 1/18 inch circle punch, that's what that one looks like. But the stars are cute too. I'll just move that up a little bit. So much fun and so easy. And you can get so many looks out of your dies. Play with them. They don't need to just be flat. I mean, if you look at this, it's really cute, and it could be cute on a page just like that. But look at what we get over here just by moving it around a lot. You can get daisies, you can get all kinds of fun things. So don't be afraid to play with your paper. Play with your paper. And I hope that this has maybe given you some inspiration, maybe given you a little more bravery to move your paper around and manipulate it a little bit so that you can get more out of your dies. And I hope that you'll do something creative this weekend. I'll join you next time. Hopefully you'll join me, I should say, next time for TryDay Friday. And I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks.